Well guys, in front of us here you see the wonderful cupboard doors. Of course they're laid outside in the great outdoors. What better to paint something than outside on a beautiful warm fall day. What we got here of course is all the cupboard doors from the office project, all laid out, pretty much good to go. Gonna give them a wipe down, getting off any dust, any I got one here, it's got some paint splatter on it that I have to address, but other than that they're pretty much good to go. What I'm going to do is give them a shoot of paint on both sides and hang them and give them a scuff and then another shot of paint. But before I do that, I'm going to remove all the hinges. That way I don't get paint on the hardware, and then of course reinstall the hinges after I get them good to go. But yeah guys, pretty much out of here, just going through making sure there's no flaws or any issues, major issues that I don't want to get covered by paint. But yeah guys, let's get at her and check back in. Well guys, got everything all cleaned up here, got them some of the spots addressed where I wanted to. Got everything out here to give them a paint. Not sure if you'll be able to see the color correctly, but that's the color she's going to be. It's kind of a light tanny color. Didn't want nothing dark because, well, in that room it'll be too dark. But we're pretty much ready, all cleaned up, all good to go. I addressed a few spots like the paint marks here. And yeah, she's pretty much golden. One thing I'll guys give you a tip on, never buy the Princess Auto or the cheap discount sanding sponges because the grit don't stay on them. This will be the third one I've gone through in this project, and as well as I had a bunch of other ones that were half wore out. But yeah guys, about to start painting here, so let's get at her. Well guys, got one coat on the doors, on the back side of course. She went fairly well. I do see some fuzzies that I gotta touch and sand out, which I was expecting that when you paint wood, especially raw wood. Even though it has been sanded once already, it does sometimes bring up other little fuzzies and bugs and stuff that need to be dealt with, just to keep it looking okay. And but yeah, we'll let these bake in the wonderful direct sun, and check back in a bit, give them a flip and another recoat. So let's get at her. Well guys, I did a good old coat on the back of the doors, let them bake in the sun, and got them all dried and all that good stuff. Flipped them on over, inspected the fronts of the cupboard for any blemishes, anything like that, and of course the fronts of the cupboards are in a lot better shape than the back ones. Obviously they spent time prepping the front ones before retail. I'm still saying they're not perfect, but they're better by far than the back ones, the back of the cupboards. But guys, of course, going to give them a coat of paint and let them bake in the sun again. They'll take a little longer now for the fronts because the heat of the day is over now, but as long as they're dry before dark, you can bring them on in. So guys, after you've got the doors all painted, we brought them on in, and they were pretty much dry. Just let them dry in the house overnight. In the meantime, what I done is I went around and touched up all the seams that were a little bit exposed, all the brad nail holes, all that good stuff. Just touched them on up with the wood filler, and of course just give them a sand and they'll be fine. As well as I went around all the seams, all the joints, and filled them as well. Of course, when the wood filler is dry, you just give them a little bit of a sand. Pretty much kind of like that. And she's good for paint. You don't want to you don't want to over put this stuff on, and of course you don't want to under put it. You know, worst comes to worst, you just put some more on and let her dry again, and she'll be good. But what I'm currently doing is, now that the doors are dry, what I've been doing is going over them and you know, sanding any of the little imperfections out of the backside, you know, before I you know, go and hang them, right? And of course I found my bag of screws to hang them up. You know, they're little pan head, whatever that would be, 1/2 inch or something like that, screws, Phillips head. And I've got my, you know, bag of hinges from yesterday. I never lost them, that's amazing. But, you know, we got a pile of doors here. 12 doors in total. I've already got 2 of them hanging, but I'm not going to give you the, you know, the look until after, just to, they're a nice light color. They actually complement each other quite well. Considering the size of the room, you do not want to go with a dark color. We'll say like, you know, this trim or a darker color, because it would be make the room too dark, too you know, in your face, if you will. But guys, we'll get out assembling these hinges, sanding the doors, and start throwing them up on the cupboards. Well guys, just got done assembling the doors back on the cabinets, and yeah, I told you I would show you. Well, this is what she turned out. As you can see, we have the lighter back cabinets as well as the sandy fronts. She turned out to be close to the colors that I was looking for. In fact, this here in the store is actually kind of almost this color, but on these walls with the darker wall, it actually turns out to be almost an off-white look, but it's actually not a white color. Just as an example, this is a primed white MDF molding, and this is the color here. So you notice it, you know, is darker. They do complement each other quite well. Pretty much you go all the way around the room here. You see I've got them all installed. I went through and I sanded, you know, they're still a little dusty, but I sanded any of the spots that I could see. I got a little area I need to address here with some filler, but other than that, she's pretty good. You know, like I said, this is just a rough assembly. I'll do all the finishing, the puttying, and a few things, little nicks on the doors, as well as the, you know, the sand by hand and all that stuff. And other than that, she's, you know, she's pretty much good to go. Like, she's all assembled and all ready. Then pretty much after she's had her final paint, we'll install the doorknobs on her, and then she'll be golden. But guys, of course, this was just a painting of the doors and rough assembly video for the office project. So as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's World. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.